Morning. We're going to go ahead and get started, although a couple of people are going to join us, and a couple other people who are on the resolution will not be here today. But I am proud to stand here with my friend, Congressman Gutierrez, with other Congress people who will be here in announcing that we are introducing articles of impeachment to remove President Trump from office. There will be, I believe, 6 signatories on the resolution. We have taken this action because of great concern for our country and our Constitution, our national security, and our democracy. We believe that President Trump has violated the Constitution, and we've introduced 5 articles of impeachment. The first is obstruction of justice, which deals with Mr. Comey's firing. The second is a violation of the Constitution's Foreign Emolument Clause, which deals with monies he's taken from foreign powers without the consent of Congress. The third is a violation of the Domestic Emoluments Clause, which deals with monies he's made from the United States and as personal businesses beyond that of his salary, which is also forbidden by our Constitution. The fourth is undermining our federal judiciary, and the fifth is undermining freedom of the press. These are progressive actions he's taken over a period of time against the press and against the judiciary, with positive actions to cap off a pattern of behavior, belittling and questioning these institutions that are so important for our democracy. The judiciary obviously is in the Constitution and an equal branch of government. The press is not in the Constitution, but freedom of press is. And he's threatened licenses of broadcast stations, so-called fake news, and other actions that hurt our democracy. They definitely hurt our democracy. They're fundamental parts of it. So we're calling upon the House to begin impeachment hearings immediately. It's not a call for a vote, it's a call for hearings. I don't expect the House Judiciary Committee, which is operated like a branch of the administration, to take up hearings. It's their responsibility, in my opinion, and I believe Congressman Gutierrez's and our other colleagues, to have hearings. But of the 4 committees that have jurisdiction, House and Senate Intelligence and House and Senate Judiciary, the House Judiciary, which is the particular committee which would have responsibility for bringing impeachment charges through the Constitution. Al, come join us, please. Has that responsibility, and of which I sit as the ranking member on the Constitution Subcommittee, has not taken any action whatsoever or had any hearings whatsoever. And because of that, it's even more important that Congressman Gutierrez, who's a member of this committee, and myself bring this impeachment article for a failure of our chairman to even have hearings. If we don't have hearings, which we don't expect, we will be holding briefings and participating in briefings on these particular charges to let people know what's going on as we experience them, that the Constitution is being violated, that our democracy is being threatened, and to bring these charges to light in the form of briefings with experts who will help us explain it to the American people. Some people may say, why in light of the investigation of Bob Mueller? We support Bob Mueller's investigation, but he's looking at criminal charges. And that can or may not be an impeachable offense. More likely than not, it will be. We think he's going to come up with things, but that's for him, and it's going to take some time. There's no reason why we don't start now with definite violations of our Constitution and threats to our democracy. There are already sufficient facts in the public record to warrant this start of impeachment proceedings in Congress, and given the magnitude of the constitutional crisis, there's no reason for delay. With regard to obstruction, we know President Trump fired FBI Director Comey while the Bureau was investigating potential collusion with Russia and the Trump campaign, and the President has already admitted on national television that he had the Russia investigation on his mind when he fired Director Comey. We already know that Donald Trump Jr. met with a Russian attorney who offered to provide damaging evidence on Hillary Clinton as part of Russian government's efforts to help his father's campaign. These facts are uncontested. They are similarly clear-cut facts with regard to the foreign and domestic emoluments clauses. You just have to go to the Trump Hotel, the Trump Tower, see what the Saudis have paid, what other foreign governments have paid, what the Secret Service is paying, what people pay to stay at Mar-a-Lago, and other expenses that we're paying right now. And it's because President Trump, unlike any president in recent history, has not released his taxes and has not put his ownership of assets into a blind trust. The framers of our Constitution wisely prohibited presidents from accepting payments has been made, such as the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia paying $270,000 to the Trump International Hotel as part of their lobbying effort. And the Embassy of Kuwait held an event there, spending, give or take, $50,000. Harry Truman didn't do it. President Eisenhower didn't do it. The Bushes didn't do it. Nobody's done it. Nobody benefits financially, directly, as they are President of the United States. It demeans the office, it demeans the country, it demeans the Constitution. President Trump has repeated visits to Trump-branded properties, which he retains an ownership interest, and that has caused the federal government to spend money there. As I've mentioned, Secret Service golf carts at Mar-a-Lago, lodging in Mar-a-Lago. In Hawaii, he couldn't help but say that the golf tournament or maybe it was Korea, their golf tournament where it was won by a Korean was at his golf club. There's a well-established record of President Trump with regards to undermining the independence of the judiciary, pardoning Sheriff Arpaio is part of that destruction of the judicial process, and the so-called judges.